It's Monday, April 14th. Let's play the Booster Box game, but not the regular Booster Box game. You don't want to see that. You want to see the Collector Booster Box game. So we're opening up a Collector Booster Box, get out of here, of Dragonstorm Tarkir. No, it's Tarkir Dragonstorm, and I am going to guess prices in an unscripted fashion while we try and see if we can get 240. It's going for how much? Are you out of your mind? $360? Well, we're not getting that. But what are we getting? Maybe some fetch lands, because I think they're in there. They're in something. It's Tarkir. And even though I won't be getting $360 for my Collector Booster Box, you may get it in yours, because I'm giving away not one, but two Collector Booster Boxes of Tarkir Dragonstorm, as well as two regular Play Booster Boxes of Tarkir Dragonstorm, as well as two of each and every Tarkir Precon. It's Trouble in Pairs, the Tolarian Community College doubleheader feature on Whatnot this Thursday, April 24th at 1 p.m. Pacific with the Command Zone. That's right, it's the Command Zone Tolarian Community College double feature, except it doesn't suck. It's Trouble in Pairs, except there's no plagiarism, except for the Command Zone plagiarizing me by being on Whatnot. What gives? Well, what gives is this, Jack. Whatnot is just like if Twitch and eBay had a baby. People stream what they're selling, and you can hang out with them while they auction it off or just offer cool items in their store at Buy It Now prices. In my store, I'll be offering this exclusive Tolarian Community College playmat with art by Andre Garcia, of which only 500 have been made. I'll be individually signing and numbering all 500 of them, and you can pick them up in my Whatnot stream. Just look at this awesome artwork. But I've got other signed unlimited playmats as well, such as the much coveted by Singles Elder Dragon Professor playmat, or just our classic Tolarian logo playmat that you can get signed by me with lots of room for signatures of your other favorite Magic personalities. And when you create a new account, you get a $15 credit to spend on anything you want on Whatnot, whether it's Magic the Gathering singles, packs, or signed playmats in my store. Check it out, because the Command Zone follows me on this day, and they've got some cool items and giveaways as well. But remember, I'm giving away two, not one, but two Collector Booster Boxes of Tarkir, two Play Booster Boxes of Tarkir, and all 10 Tarkir. There's only 5 of them, but I'm giving away 2. It's double. That's the theme. The theme is double trouble. 2 of every Commander Precon for Tarkir, so that's 10. And you know what? This is the 1 out of 500 playmat. I'm giving that away as well. I hope very much to see you there, April 24th, in my Whatnot Double Trouble, Trouble in Pairs, double feature, whatever we're calling it, stream. Check it out. And, get $15 when you create a new account going to www.whatnot.com/invite/Tolarian College. Let's get to that Collector Booster Box now. All right, I've got my Collector Booster Box here, and actually, we don't need to hit $350 or $360, whatever it is I need to buy a booster box online, because shout out to local game stores, as you can see right here, we only paid $300 at one of our local game stores here in Portland. Hey, shout out to Gambits in the Lloyd Center Mall. My wife was in there with the kiddo and noticed it and called me up. It's like, hey, they got a great price on these Collector Booster Boxes. I said, pick one up. I don't want to spend $360 and order online. I'll just get this at a local game store here. So it would be nice if this was $240 like most other standard Collector Booster Boxes, but here we go. We're going to open it up. I think there's a lot of reasons why it's so expensive. Obviously, Tarkir is popular. It's a great return to a beloved plane, and we have not had that old Magic feel in so long, but there's another reason why I think these packs are so expensive, because unless I am misunderstanding, which I very possibly am, these packs are actually the only place you can get the fetch lands, which are special guest cards, in. And so I think there's a huge $sign on these Collector Booster Boxes and packs, because this is really the only place we'll get those new special fetch lands. If you can get them other places, I mean, I wish you could get them in regular play boosters. I don't know. It's hard to tell what goes where anymore, and it's literally my job, and I give up. So God help you if you're a new player or a casual. But here we go. We're going to guess prices. The big money is definitely in those fetch lands, definitely in some of the special treatments of the dragon himself, Wugan. So let's see what we got. Oh, pack number 1. Here's me checking that all of our cameras are going. We got Elspeth, Stormslayer in foil in this beautiful art. Holy moly. This has got to be a $50 card, right? This is $50. Wow. Well, I mean, so we're doing a little bit of a three-way here on this episode because we've got 3 prices I want to see if we hit. Price number 1 is $240. Are we going to hit $240, which is what normally a collector booster box of standard costs? $300, which is what I paid for this. Or for the rest of you who maybe don't have cool local game stores, or local game stores, maybe Gambits just did not update their prices. 360, was it 350, 360? Editor, is it 350, 360? It's ridiculous to pay that much for a standard pack, even when we're cracking awesome stuff like this. There we go, Elspeth, Dragonback Assault. This is less. I think this is a sub 10, sub 8. I'm even gonna say that this mythic is $450. It's basically a pack of a pack of magic cards. It's like $5-6 these days. Thank you very much, Set Boosters, for ruining draft boosters and bringing us into this current reality. Oh, and it's a different one. I'm gonna be honest with you, I love Tarkir. I'm so excited for this set. I had so much fun at pre-release. I've actually drafted it several times. I love Limited. I'm having a blast in Standard. There's some criticisms of Standard currently that I'll actually want to touch on, but I'm having so much fun. Here's a negative. I don't like this little style here. It's too much messing up the art, and it makes all the cards look too similar, even though these are very different cards. When you start to stack them all next to each other, it's hard to really, I wish we just got the super art. I love the super art, but there we go. Winter Night Stories, that's, maybe $3. I guess it's the alternate. Let's say $3.50. Gold Trust Triads. Got Myriad. I love good old Myriad. So I think that might be a good old 5. 5 for 5. Not even in foil. It's probably a little bit less, but I'm gonna guess 5. It's a cool card. Ooh, Smile at Death. Don't mind if I do. In foil. Very cool. At the beginning of your upkeep, return up to 2 target creatures you control with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures. Pretty fun. 1 extra from that typical resurrection cost. So this is probably still, it's a mythic, it's foil. Are we in the $6 range? I'm gonna say $6. And here we've got our full arts. Obviously, these are never worth anything anymore, but I think they should always be about $2. Ask what those old John Avon full arts were before full arts were in everything. Oh, wow, even the non-foils of those were like $10. I'd like to see $2. Editor, we're gonna normally stop after this price, but just for this pack, let's show the uncommons and commons and that there's probably no value there. Is there an uncommon we should be keeping an eye out for? Like right now, Editor, is there any uncommons worth more than $2 that I might open in here? But we'll price these, and in all other packs, stop at the full art. Beautiful art on that Karu Goldkeeper. Beautiful art, but I'm going to say that's a sub $2 card, even in beautiful showcase foil. Disruptive Stormbrood. And here we go again. I love this showcase frame so much. Look at this little detail. Magic artists are the most talented artists that there are, I think. Really, but unfortunately this card is sub $2. And Abzan Monument, definitely a sub $2 card, even in foil. Dragonclaw Strike. How did you go pre-release? Have you been having fun? Is it just that I'm old and full of nostalgia? I think this set really is a great set. Flavor does go a long way, though. It really does. But you know me. I admitted that Duskmourn, people were acting like I badmouthed Duskmourn. I badmouthed Aetherdrift. Duskmourn, I said I had issues with the setting personally, but I loved the cards and I loved the card design. But yeah, setting goes a long way. And here we are in the commons. I'm going to say all of these commons are probably sub $1, right? Sub $1. Right, sub $1. I can't tell what determines getting non-foils sub $1 in a collector booster pack anymore. I wish it was just all foil and then they made foil really good and put money into it like some other games. I'd love to do a video where we compare the foiling process of cards in various games, because I think it'd be very interesting to see just how cool some of the foiling is in other games. Magic needs to catch up on that. But that'd be a neat thing for collector boosters. Beautiful, even on the tokens. Love that copy art. What do we got here? Herd Heirloom. Herd. This has gotta be. Let's see. So it's 2. We can add a mana of any color. Only use that to spend a creature spell. Until end of turn, target creature you control with power 4 or greater gains trample, and whenever it deals damage, draw a card. Oh, that's gotta be in foil and the special art. That's gotta be at least $7.50, right? We can play this in Commander. Songcrafter Mage. Did you see our video about Songcrafter Mage in Standard and whether or not this is better than Snapcaster? We also talked about the best new cards for Standard. Excellent script as always by Jesse Robkin. Check that video out if you haven't already. But here we've got the beautiful, unfortunate little like blackout. What do they call this? I call it the blackout cards because we miss half the art. And I think that has got to be, it's snappy. Standard $12? Is it $12? Love that card. Roar of Endless Song. This is less. I can't get over this art. I'm literally every one of these cards. And I've seen a lot of these already because, like I said, done a couple drafts already in paper. If you haven't gone down to your local game store, go do it. But this has got to be $3. Jaws of Defeat. I think, unfortunately, this one is probably, this is going to be a non-$2 card. Sinkhole Surveyor. I almost said Survivor. Don't have a lot of faith in this. Maybe we're at $2.25. And then there we go. Do we see $2? Probably not. Jeskai Shrinekeeper. Is that another Jeskai Shrinekeeper underneath it? I guess that's kind of the drawback of, oh, and we don't need to show prices on these editor unless any of them are worth over $2. But kind of the drawback of these really cool frames is it can blend together a little bit. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And I don't mind them. I like showcases. I wish that showcases were maybe more the norm and we don't need that extra one with whatever they're calling that blackout one. I could do without. But yeah, I'm loving Tarkir. The difference, oh, we haven't gotten any fetch lands yet. That might be difficult because I believe I read that the ratio is you've only got a chance at 1 fetch land in every 2 boxes, collector boxes. That might have been for the special foil treatment, or it might have been for any fetch land. I don't know if that's like that. Again, they sure make it confusing. After we open these, I've got a few of these Zendikar Rising box toppers I had in a drawer. These have fetch lands in them too, so I don't know if I'm going to get a fetch land in this. They sure do look pretty. But those special guest fetch lands would be very nice to open one of them. Here we go. We got Sarkhan, Dragon Ascendant. This is a really great card in Standard right now. So I think this has got to be a $9 card in foil in the showcase. Look at that. Can you imagine just, creating that art? Huge shout out to the artist. And there we go. I promise not to go on and on about it. Taigam, Master Opportunist. Got to be a solid $6 card, right? Followed by, all right, I said I wouldn't go on and on about it, but you see what I mean. Just wish that we had the full art and not this. I get what they're doing. Sib Sig Ceremony sucks at a measly $1.48. Floral Evoker. Very interesting. That's got to be $3.65. Internight Stories again. I forget if I guessed on that. I'll just let the editor show the price so we don't do the thing where I say two wildly different numbers. And there we go. So we started out pretty hot, and now maybe not so much. I wonder, we were talking a little bit about Tarkir. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm going to stop gushing over the art, but I'm so happy. We were talking a little bit about Tarkir and nostalgia, and I want to talk about another thing I think is so great. Those watermarks. Another thing I think is so great in Tarkir. The set takes itself seriously, right? Right now, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'm not thinking of it. What are the joke cards in Tarkir? You know, where it's a womp womp, a goofy, dumb name, silly flavor text that's basically the Magic the Gathering equivalent of a fart noise. Can you name them? Maybe there's one that I'm not thinking of in the moment. Maybe there's two. But for the most part, these cards take the world that they're in seriously. They develop it, they expand it, they flesh it out. I love it. Also, which Tarkir cards are referencing like a popular media TV show, or you can just show prices while I say this next part, editor. A TV show or a movie, right? Or characters. Because Aether Drift, we had freaking, let's see, Mario. It's-a me, it's-a Mario. I'm in Aether Drift. In fact, we didn't even just have one Mario card in Aether Drift, we had two. Show me the blue shell art right there. That was just the start of it. I'm sorry, but I just love that we can have a set like this that is not about referencing memes and popular media and such, but that is just about the world of Magic the Gathering. I know people were upset that we did not in the story see the overthrow of the Dragon Lords, and that's really big. That happened in the cutaway, right? And that, I will admit, that's a little cheap. That art, I know I promised, but oh my God, that's so badass. Look at that, come on. It's so badass. I know that it is easy to make fun of that and say, well, in the cutaway, anything's possible. The Dragon Lords got overthrown. Couldn't we see that in the story? Yes, we should have seen that in the cards because they did talk about it. The story's great. I hope you're reading the Magic story. We needed 2 sets of Tarkir. Am I right? Could we not? I mean, I get why people don't want to do the full year again. I'd be in favor of it occasionally. I think some sets could support a full year, but definitely sets like Tarkir could have used Tarkir 1, Tarkir 2, right? And in Tarkir 1, we see the Dragon Lords, and we see the revolt against them going on in the cards, and it's basically the overthrow of them. And so we get Dragon Lord cards, and we also get cards that are about overthrowing them, and then we get to see Tarkir as it is now, the clans restored, but still dragons in the sky. That would be awesome. Okay, I'll go back to guessing some prices. We're at about, we're not even at the halfway point yet, so we got a ways to go. No fetch lands. Lysid Prowler. I don't think this is much more than a $4 card. It says Snake Ranger, though. Avenger of the Fallen. Even less. Probably $3.10. I don't know why I was shaking it. It's not foil. Baron Step Siege. Interesting enchantment. Choose Abzan or Mardu. Those are so good in draft, but not so much in constructed. I'm going to say sub $2. Protector of the Wastes. And this, I don't know this one. What is this? 6. When this creature enters or becomes monstrous. Oh, right. Yeah, I do know this one. Exile up to 2 target artifacts on our enchantments controlled by different players. So it's for Commander. Oh, it's from the Commander decks. You know, this is probably Monstrosity 3 for 5. How about a $3 card? I don't think it's even that. Stillness in Motion. I'm not commenting on the art, just on the fact that this is a lovely, solid $4 card. All right. And then there's our full art. If you have not played in a Friday Night Magic draft at your local game store, or even gone so far as to put a standard deck together, I can't recommend it enough. Now, there's a great video by Brian Kibler, famed Commander player, about what he feels needs to happen in Standard. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in this video's description. Really, turns out, who'da thunk it? Turns out the guy knows Standard pretty well. And unfortunately, in the BNR update, what he wanted to see happen didn't happen. He actually talked about it a little bit on socials. There's an interesting, was it a thread or just some replies by him about he was very disappointed in the BNR, and he talked about it on Blue Sky, I think. I'll see if I can dig that up and link it as well. And I agree with him, actually. I really do. I'm not in a position to be like, well, I know more than Brian Kibler. Well, got some things, but not this. But I would also like to add, maybe it's from my more casual perspective, I'm having a blast in Standard. And I think there are definite competitive reasons why, what a great card. There are some competitive reasons why it's problematic, and definitely if you're grinding a lot, there's also some issue there, but I still think Standard is fun. I don't think you should be hesitant to build a Standard deck and go down and play at your local game store. I think there is a larger issue going on in Standard, and this is not something I have seen people talk about, which is that Wizards is doing a contradiction with itself. Shocking, I know. And what they are doing is they have said, we think that Standard is off-putting to players because it rotates too much. Isn't this weird that we don't have the foil? And this is the one from the Play Boosters. That's definitely sub 50 cents, right? And so they're saying, we think that the problem is rotation, and we want to make it more appealing, so they did this very controversial, longer rotation. And I actually disagree. I think rotation should just have stuck with 2 years, but nonetheless, they're like, we're doing the longer rotation. All right, even if you disagree with that, just acknowledge Wizards is saying, we want a longer rotation because we feel that having to constantly get a new deck is not good for players. Okay. So then they go and they say, we need more Standard sets. We got Final Fantasy coming out next. We got Spider-Man coming out after that. We got Avatar: The Last Airbender coming after that, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, wait, that is in contradiction, because now when those new sets hit, I have to go and look and update my decks. Now, maybe those updates are incremental, but it means that I am now there's twice as many sets in Standard, correct? Or just about. So I now have to deal with that way more than I had to when there was the normal amount of Standard sets. And so this is in contradiction with the idea that it is not good for players to have to be constantly dealing with new decks, deck updates, things like that. Right? Am I taking crazy pills here, or am I correct? So again, this is even if you do disagree and you're like, well, they shouldn't have changed the rotation. Sure. But it just means I'm just pointing out they seem to be enacting these stuff against their own determination, against their own claims of what's good for Standard. And it's really a shame because, again, Standard's a lot of fun, and so too is Draft. I'll start adding up the prices again. By the way, not to shill about my Whatnot stream where I'm giving away 2 of everything from Tarkir, 2 collector booster boxes, 2 regular play booster boxes, and 10 commander decks. Double the trouble in my double up stream. But also, I'm going to take probably all the rares and mythics from here, and they'll just be in my Whatnot store signed. So if you want to contribute to the college, help keep us going and growing strong, and get a signed card out of the mix, you can check that on the stream. And by the way, if you don't want to do Whatnot and you'd like a signed card, we do that on Patreon. The signed card for this month, I'm going to do a Soul Ring because I'm so happy. People really enjoyed that. So we've got random art. I can't promise you the art. I just got a big old box of Soul Rings. We got a bunch of other different arts from the Commander decks. But if you go to www.patreon.com/Tolarian Community College, you can sign up to help support the channel at the signed card level. And for the month of April, if you sign up at the signed card level, the card I'll send out is a signed Soul Ring. So if that's something you'd like, obviously you can come up to me at MagicCon Las Vegas or other events that I'm at, and I'm happy to sign anything. But not everyone can make it to those events, or not everyone wants to wait in line and stuff, and that's reasonable. And this is a way to it's kind of like, it's like when you donate to public television and get a tote bag. You can donate over on Patreon, or you can donate even more and get your name in the credits. But that's a little way, and it's the same thing on Whatnot. It's the same premise. On Whatnot, I'm going to take all the rares and mythics out of here, sign them, and they're just up there signed and in the store, and then you can get a specific card you like. There's some other ones I've got in a drawer. Nothing too expensive or special. Ooh, Inspired Ultimatum. Oh, there's our special guest. We got this instead of a fetch land. No, why? There's only, one of these every 2 collector booster boxes? All right, this has got to be big money, right, though? Because it's a special guest, so it's super rare. The art's amazing. Don't look at the mana cost. You gain 5 life. Oh, God, it's bad. It deals 5 damage to any target. That's all right. And you draw 5 cards. Oh, my God. It's got to be $25, right? $15, $5. Oh dear. Maybe we'll still get a fetch land. Anyway, you can come get that in the Whatnot store, as well as Awaken the Honored Dead, a $3.50 saga, or the Tursa Light Shatter. That's kind of nice. That's got to be a solid $4 card, right? $4.14. Wheel of the Mardu. Mardu can do, but I don't know the rest of that rhyme. Jeskai is the best guy. There we go. Mardu can do, but Jeskai is the best guy. And speaking of Jeskai, we got our Flamehold Grappler. That's gotta be a solid $3.33. Show me. I love this set. And I Final Fantasy everyone's hyped for, but I wish we had more time with it and more time on the plane. But I wanted to spend more time on Bloomborough. Did I finish my thoughts? I hope you enjoy this crazy stream of consciousness crap, because I feel very self-conscious about it. But, the number of cards in sets like Aether Drift, and I don't want to lift up Tarkir by putting Aether Drift down. People know I didn't like it. I'm not going to rag on it too much, but all the jokes, all the memes, and all just the references. There's a difference between taking a world and creating a world, not taking it, but creating a world that is drawing from human history, drawing from and inspired by mythology, but not just flat out being like, here, it's our whatever card for so much. Maybe every now and then there's a joke card, there's a card referencing something more directly. But I just think it's a matter of proportion and a matter of priority. And it's almost sometimes feels like Magic. Ooh, this is a big one. Show me $15. Corey Steelcutter. This is one of the best new Magic the Gathering cards. $15. Sidisi, Regent of the Mire. Oh, that's a definite $8.50. But I don't want to talk about what my problems. Oh, that art. I don't want to just say that for each card with Aether Drift. Just how much fun I'm having with Tarkir. How wonderful this game is. Taval's Judgment. Nice little modal enchantment sort of thing. Get to win more cards, leave your graveyard, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. That's pretty good. That's got to be $5, right? $5.50. Ooh, and there's Taval. Look at that. We got Taval right next to Taval's Judgment. Well, Taval, Arbiter of Virtue, is a solid 10 in foil, right? It's one of the Spirit Dragon. That's got to be a $10 pull. Where are we so far? We've got 3 packs left. Oh, I can't help it, y'all. That art is so cool. Oh, we got 3 packs left. Where are we? Have we hit 240? I think we're getting close. But I don't know that we're there yet. I think we're at 200. And I think that we need to get some big money in each of these to get another $100 to hit my 300 that I paid for this box. I don't think we're getting 350 up. So I think we might hit the 240. If we get lucky, we'll hit the 3. I think these are overpriced because people are want to get those fetch land special guest cards. And that could be good for standard too, because it's lowering prices. If I did the play booster box game, come on, I wouldn't get $130 or whatever. What is a booster box? Play booster box. I didn't look it up because I don't play the regular play booster box game anymore. But what is that going for? A lot less. I think they're going for like $130, $140. Ugh. Remember when it was $100? There we go. All right. Oh, I should be guessing. Sorry. All right. This. Okay. Well, we got our special Tarkir land. It's in the super art. Those should be $10 cards, right? It's $10. It's not, you know, a dual land, but it's pretty good. Oh, this is great. This is in my standard deck. Did you see our standard Shuffle Up and Play? We got Martin Yutza. We got Nicole Tipple. We got Paul Cheon to play Tarkir standard. Check that video out if you haven't already. And this was an all-star. This has got to be, these are $8.50 each, right? Become the Avalanche, much less. This is sub $2. Show me sub $2. The Listed Prowler, don't think it's a snake, but it's not gonna get there, I don't think, with its mill. 213, we just barely, maybe? I don't know. I don't think we really got there. If I'm going by my numbers, we are gonna need some big pulls in these remaining packs. But we're doing good, we're having fun. I hope to see in that Whatnot stream we're gonna have a good time there, and I've been having a real good time. Oh, and now, as promised, I would mention that this is now 6 months of sobriety for the professor. Longest in my life since I ever started drinking at 20 that I've probably gone without even a drop of alcohol, and it's great, it's easy. I don't know, now I promised myself I'd go the year, and I promised all of you that after the 6-month shout out, you won't hear me mention again till I hit 1 year. And then I will make the choice as to whether or not I'm going to resume enjoying an alcoholic beverage from time to time, which I may, or if I'm going to stay a non-drinker forever, or at least longer. If I make that choice, I reserve the right to make it my whole personality. Or I'm just gonna, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't drink. I get to do that, like, drive you crazy. Because that's the perk of it. But I don't think I'm going that route. I promised myself, I wanted to see if I could do it, do the full year. It's been a blast. Ooh, and there's some luck for us. There's our Baitor Sober to All pull. What is that? It's in foil. That's gotta be $20, right? That's a $20 card. What a great card. Fantastic. This is the one we were talking about swapping in the commander deck. Oh! Look at that. That's all. Is that also 20? That's $18. It's not in foil. $16. Wow. Wow! And then whatever I said the Corey Steel Cutter is worth. Look at those 3 in a row. What a pack. All right, we've hit 240. Prof says we've hit 240. Definitely hit 240 at this point. Boom. Enjoy. But yeah, and I hope you're all doing well out there. Well, I mean, it's scary times. It's difficult times too. And if you are feeling overwhelmed by the weight of things in your life or things in the world, that's okay. Like, don't feel, you know, like there's something wrong with you if you don't feel great. Goodness knows that you are affected by that which is around you. And this is a reasonable and very human thing. And what helps me in those times is just recognizing that it's not just me. And I talk about it with my friends and family, and we give each other support, and we try and focus on the things we can control. And if there are large macro things in the world weighing you down, it's very reasonable. Focus on the little things you can do. Sometimes it might even just be a nice, kind act for a person in your life, or even a random stranger. And it doesn't have to be big. If you don't have a lot of if you're watching this, you're like, well, I'm never even going to be able to open up a collector booster box. They're way too expensive. Money's tight right now. It's not even just like about money. Smile for someone who you know you interact with, and ask them something about their day. A kind act need not be an expensive one. It can be an act of thoughtfulness, and oh, baby! Reading the card explains the card, but I don't read this language, but I believe, based on the casting cost and the artwork, that this is good old Sarkhan, Behold a Dragon standard playable. I think we just hit. This has got to be a like a $60 card, right? This is the $60 card, isn't it? Isn't that beautiful? $60, I betcha. Show me. Oh, wow. Wish I knew what it did. Go ahead and just show the prices while I say. We went into a local game store. My kiddo used his allowance to pick up a pack of Aether Drift and a pack of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. And he opened up a bunch of vehicles in Aether Drift, and I had to explain what they did because it didn't say on the card. And then I had to explain in Kamigawa because getting the version, it wasn't mobilized, but it was the equivalent. I forget what the mechanic was. And he was like, Dad, what's that do? And I'm like, oh God, I gotta remember because they don't say. And I just disagree. And these were play booster packs. So even if you want to argue, well, this is the special minimalist art, there should be no card in a play booster pack. No card in a play booster pack that doesn't say what it does is my strong opinion. I think that got us there. I think that was a big card, and I think that carried us to 350, 360. I think we made barely, like exacties, the 360. It's 360, right? That you need for a collector booster box. I think that just got us there. I think that's where we're at, and that's going to be my guess. But don't feel that you need to buy a collector booster box of your own to enjoy this set. Just go on down to your local game store. Maybe they'll be like some of the ones out here where we got some more fair prices on them. But I'm going to guess that we hit 360 even. Just 360. Show me 360. Oh, wait, I forgot to do the Zendikar Rising Toppers. All right, we got no fetch lands. Let's get some fetch lands. So these were, why don't we have stuff like this more often? These were on Zendikar Rising booster boxes. And you could just get a standard, regular old draft booster box. And you got one of these included. And it could have a fetch land in it or other cool land. Let's see what we get. I want to get a fetch land. I didn't get a fetch land. I got that other thing that was pretty cool. Oh! Woo! Holy moly! Misty, play Misty for me. What a rush. Oh my God. That's so cool. Oh, wow. That is so cool. We're going to slide that. Tell you what. Ooh. We're going to slide that and whatever we get in this to 3 people who sign up at the page. So you get a soul ring and you'll still get the signed soul ring. I'm not going to sign the lands because it's worth way more without my signature, but I'm just going to slide that in for someone as a little extra thank you. So let's see what else. Wow, what a rush. And the reason, before you say that's so generous of me, I have a rule. Product that is acquired with the channel's money, which this was, is not for my personal collection. I also have one of those in my personal collection. But wow, well, we got our fetch land. There we go. And was the rule on these that they only had fetch lands? Did they put a fetch land in every box? No, there was other lands. All right, so someone's getting a Misty Rainforest and a Scalding Tarn. Oh, why is my heart beating this fast over cardboard? All right, are these all fake? No, there was a whole big list of possible lands and some of them were duds. We just got lucky. All right. We've also got some of these for sale in the Tolarian Community College store in our Whatnot stream. Tune in for that. Here we go. If this is a fetch land, I should make a promise. If this is a fetch land, sober for life. No, not that one. I don't think I'm doing that. I'm doing the year, and then I'm doing a little thing called moderation. But let's see it. Boom. Okay, Bountiful Promenade. It's still pretty cool. I think the thing was that there were no foils in these. Was that what it was? There were no foils, and the foils were only in the collector booster boxes. I do remember the Zendikar Rising collector booster boxes. You would get like 5 or 6 fetch lands in one of those. I'm actually really surprised that Zendikar Rising is so kind of slept on. Anyway, Again, signed card is a soul ring for the month, which I will sign. And I'm just gonna slide just random, boop, 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 into 3 of the envelopes as my little way of saying thank you. If you do get one, feel free to tag me. I'd love to see that. And out they go. And out they go. You know, I just realized these are smaller because there's fewer packs in them. No wonder no one wants to see the regular Play Booster Box game anymore. But I've got not 1, but 2 of these for you, as well as 2 collector booster boxes and 10 Tarkir Commander Precons. We're giving away 2 of everything from Tarkir Dragonstorm this Thursday, April 24th at 1 p.m. Pacific on my Whatnot Double Trouble, Double Feature, Trouble in Pairs giveaway stream. Remember, that's also where you can get these limited edition signed and numbered playmats featuring amazing art by Andre Garcia, as well as these unlimited but still signed playmats of the Elder Dragon urging you to buy singles, or just the classic TCC logo playmat. And of course, that massive, massive giveaway of 2 of every item from Tarkir Dragonstorm. And then stay tuned after us for the Command Zone, because they're giving away even more things and have even more awesome things in their store. And so you get a $15 credit when you create a brand new Whatnot account by going to www.whatnot.com/invite/Tolarian College. It's the Tolarian Community College. Trouble in Pairs, no plagiarism, double feature, doesn't suck, Whatnot stream with me and the Command Zone. Thursday, April 24th, 1 p.m. Pacific. See you there. Walk away with a collector booster box or maybe just some cool swag from our store. Thank you, Whatnot, for sponsoring this video.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
What's up? It's Shuffle Up and Play. Today, Allie Beardsley, Jesse Robkin, and Spice 8 Rack, but we have a deck for it designed to delight and terrify.
I'm beside myself with terror.
This is your commander.
You son of a bitch.
Add a counter here. Don't read into the fact that I'm using a D20 to keep track of the counters.
Tap 5 for throwing stuff.
No!
So-
Wait, how is that gonna work in this?
Oh, Hatsune Miku. She made Magic the Gathering.
Through the magic of editing, I will determine what I'm keeping. And watch this. And then we're just gonna say, I don't give a Urza.
We leave that in.
Please keep that in. Please keep that in.